Hey everyone, Catherine from Catherine Pooler Designs. Welcome to my video. We're going to use solar paste on a fun Halloween card. So the great thing about solar paste is it's a white paste, and when you smear it on cardstock and kind of shift it in the light, you're going to see the color of mica that is in that paste. So this one is Royal Flush, so it has a purple mica, and when you put it on white, it looks very different from when you put it on black cardstock. And another great thing about solar paste is that you can color it. So with Catherine Pooler ink refills, you're going to make endless combinations. And according to our color wheel, you're going to see that purple and green are actually across the color wheel from each other. And usually you do not mix things across the color wheel like this because it will turn brown, and we don't want brown here on this particular project, but the mica is going to stay separate. It doesn't get tinted by the ink refill, which is a really cool property of this paste. So think of all of the different color combinations that you can make. Just scoop a little bit out of your jar, add it to a slick surface like a clear acrylic block or some kind of palette, and then mix your ink refill in there. And when you smear it or spread it over white cardstock and over black cardstock, you're going to get different results. It's really stunning. And green and purple is such a great color combination, and to me it screams Halloween. Some of y'all on one of our live streams was talking about mixing orange with the Royal Flush paste, and I think that will look really great too. If you missed, I had another video on solar paste. I'll link it in the description here for you so you can check that out as well, and you can learn a little bit more about it and see some other colors and color combos. And if you have not downloaded our color wheel yet, definitely head over and grab that free resource. It's going to be a great tool to use in your craft room. And speaking of color, this is our Feline Spooky patterned paper pack, and the color combo goes perfectly with our ink pads. We list it right on the bottom of the package insert so you know what colors to grab. It's color made easy. That is what we do here at Catherine Pooler Designs. We make it easy for you to figure out color, choose your color combinations, and make gorgeous projects. So in this Feline Spooky patterned paper pack, we loved it so much that we adapted it to create a 12 by 12 paper pack, which is perfect for scrapbook pages, projects for Halloween, and even cards. The patterns are a different scale. There are a few different patterns. Also, our paper, our patterned paper, is actually cardstock. So it's nice and thick, but not too thick. It's just perfect for paper projects. And the paper pack coordinates with the Happy Meowloween stamp set. So again, easy coordination. The images in the stamp set are going to coordinate with your patterns in the paper pack. Also coordinates with some of our other classic products that you'll find in the Catherine Pooler shop. You can head over to shop.catherinepooler.com, look through our Halloween section, and see what else we have in there for fun, spooky, and sweet cards for the upcoming season. Speaking of classic products, here is the Cobweb mini cover plate and the Eek Boo cover plate. In this video, we're going to use Eek Boo. And then on some of these samples here, you will see that Boo cover plate. So that Boo die cut word is really cute. I love the Woot die. That is not a Halloween specific product, but it goes great. And then we have the Sunburst die on that next card. And then a few more cards made by Laura Evangeline. You can see that cobweb behind that circle cutout. So adorable. She cut it in vellum and just layered it on there, and it's such a great look. And then this card, I use the Going Baddie red rubber stamp and did some clear or white embossing, and then I ink blended over the top. Love that technique. So let's do some die cutting here. We will cut out the Eek Boo cover plate and then the X Libris dies. In that set, there are 2 dies with labels, and you can cut out the center separate and do layering, or you can cut them out together and make a frame. It's great for shaker cards. And then the Tickets and Tape dies. That was created for sentiments and some of those larger sentiments or ones that have two lines one under another work great with that set. So here is the frame label, the Ink Boo, and my little tickets and tape. For this card, I chose the Bat Kitty and stamped that in Midnight ink and colored it with my blender pen and my ink pads. So a little bit of Serenade, a little Flirty Fuchsia, and then Pebble for the body, just adding a little bit of shading. Pretty simple coloring. Just take that blender pen, dip it in the ink pad. You can take your ink pad, dab it on a slick surface, and get a little color palette to work with. You can go straight into the lid if you want. If you do this, you might want to clean your lid out afterwards just to be cognizant of cross-contamination in your craft room. You want to keep your ink pads fresh and clean. And then when you want to switch colors, just scribble the tip of your blender pen off on paper, and when it's clear, you're ready to go into another color. This is watercolor paper. It works really great with blender pens since I'm adding a wet tip to the paper. The watercolor paper is going to take a lot of moisture and it won't buckle or pill or anything like that. Using the coordinating dies, I'm going to line up the die with the stamped and colored image, cut it out with my die cut, and then it's ready to adorn my project. And then a little bit of black twine threaded through the label frame is going to make a cute little focal point on my card. I took a little bit of foam tape, foam strips around the edge. This again would make a really great shaker element if you wanted, but we were just using it on this card as a layer, a little frame layer, and it's so cute. And then I took the ticket and tape die, stamped my little sentiment, and then added a couple kitty paw prints. My solar paste technique piece is dry, and moving it around, tilting it in the light, you can see how magnificent that is. You can see some of the black showing through, you can see the purple, you can see the green. And I walked by this card a couple times in my office. It was sitting on my desk, and from different angles looking at it, it looks like the background is different colors. So it looks from space gray to purple to black to green. It's so cool. So adding a little bit of glue on that Ink Boo cover plate and then just layer that over the top. So adorable. And then putting on the frame, giving that a little tie and a bow. Add the bat on, and we're done. Completely stunning card, and it was fairly easy to create. And you know, I'm wondering how you will use this idea. But here is another card I made. There's just a small little variation on there. I added a little strip of patterned paper to the sentiment strip. And then this one has an ink blended background with martini and melon ice. If you look at your color wheel, you see those are two yellow greens, so they work beautifully together. That is an Instagram reel, so if you're on Instagram, follow us at Catherine Pooler. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Make sure to follow, share, like, subscribe, and we'll see you again soon.